So I learned something new about a belt today. Mike and I were talking, and he explained to me a trick to know whether or not your belt is about to explode, and it could prevent that catastrophic explosion or belt failure. And Mike, walk me through that tip that you were talking about the other day.
Yeah, Jeff, because a belt is squeezed on an angle like this, and is squeezed at least 700 pounds of force, one of the things you want to look for when a belt starts to fatigue is to look for cupping down the center, cupping inward.
Will it cup down or will it cup up?
It will cup down, okay, because you're squeezing this way, in the center it's going to go down. Once that starts to cup, so you're going to hold it up, look, and you're going to see that cupping, and you will recognize it. That belt should be changed out relatively quickly.
Now this one is just a belt section, but if you kind of sight across the belt as it's turned, can you see that cupping, or try to keep it as flat as possible?
Well, not completely bent over like this, but sort of like that, right? And you can see that right away, that you can see this one is perfectly straight.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So if there was some cupping happening there, you got to say to yourself, you know what? I need to really think about changing that belt relatively quickly.
Yeah, and don't use it anymore, because it's just a ticking time bomb at that point.
Yeah.
Now, what is the causing of that cupping?
Through the ravages of time, as it begins to fatigue, what's happening there is that the cord is now starting to separate. It's starting to bend as well. And the strength comes from the fact that that cord is being kept tight and straight across.
Straight across in a line that you can see.
That's right. So once it starts to bend, the outward cords are taking most of the load. The inward cords are just there for the ride.
And like what I've learned in the past, you know, going down to Springfield and seeing the process down there, was that, you know, it's only as strong as its weakest link. And the cord, the aramid cord inside, if one starts to go, that decreases the tensile strength of the belt, and it almost becomes like a zipper and will zipper failure extremely quickly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that cupping, if you see that, you know that that belt is seen better days.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool. It's a good tip, and maybe it'll prevent one of these things from firing out through your belly pan.